Altuve reaches out and sends one to the middle of the diamond. That's going to be an RBI. I'm not sure how he hit that baseball.
How did he hit that?
How does he do it? Jose Altuve hits pitches that nobody else can hit, even when they're well off the plate.
That was a ground out. That was a ground out where the pitcher tripped over himself because of the ball coming back at him slowly. And it goes to the exact right spot in the infield where there's no play at home plate, with Dubon taking off on contact. And I don't know why, Joe, but yesterday, this was praised on a level that depressed me. Come on.
It just made you sad.
I mean, they've been to 7 straight ALCS. We shouldn't be impressed by a ground out where Jose Altuve
That's where we're at right now.
is swinging at a pitch that literally should not have been swinged at by anyone.
Hey, look,
no one should have swung at that pitch.
An RBI is an RBI.
I don't care.
In the box score, on the back of the baseball card, it still shows up as +1.
It's true.
It doesn't matter if it's, the most overrated hit we've seen in a while. It's okay. It's still an RBI.
But it's not like a suicide squeeze was going on. I mean, this was I'm a crazy person swing. And hey, it worked out. I'm not saying don't do it again.
I'm saying don't do it again.
I'm more saying, can we stop acting like that was the Mona effing Lisa? It was a ground out that didn't even reach second base.
It was a ball that was like barely even on the K-Zone little graphic on the app. It was like it was in the other batter's box. And yeah, is it only because he's 5'5"?
I think so.
I do think there's some short shaming.
There's definitely some short shaming, Joe, because I was about to ask you, do you think you could have hit that?
No, I don't, because I don't think I could hit a baseball going 50 miles an hour.
Not even 50?
Come on, 50 slow.
Have you ever played baseball before?
Not really. I
Oh,
quit.
okay.
Then yeah, probably.
Okay,
not.
probably
I was
not.
too stubborn to wear my glasses, so I couldn't see the ball until it was like across the plate. So I just struck out all the time or got hit by a pitch.
Gotta get LASIK like Sean Payton apparently did.
We're gonna get there. I hope at some point we're gonna get LASIK in the next 6 months. I'm hoping, but there's some short shaming going on here. Okay, like if this is Yordan Alvarez or Kyle Tucker, who are tall people, and they reach out outside the zone and their bats across the plate and the other batter's box, well, they've got long arms. Jose Altuve doesn't. It's like, look at this little man, reach his bat across the plate and, find a way to make contact.
If it was Jose Abreu, it would be like, look at this bum.
Yeah.
He got bailed out.
Fun fact, Jose Abreu would be getting trashed today if that was him.
Yeah, if he swung at that. But since it's Altuve, it was, and I'm sorry I'm using the word literally so much this segment, but that ground out was literally called magical by someone that I am now a defender of.
Jose Altuve magic. I've been trying to figure out for the years that I've been watching him play. It's just bat to ball skills. He's unique. That's what makes him great.
Bat to ball skills, magic.
That's what makes him great.
My guy Joe Espada, who I feel is blamed too much for the Astros issues.
Not the walk-offs against the Yankees, the clutch performances in the World Series,
batting champion,
a ground out in the middle of the season.
That's
against a National League team that's under 500. Magic.
Most home runs in postseason history.
Yeah.
Nah. It's the terrible pitches that he's swinging.
This is the magic.
It's the immaculate reception. He basically just called it the immaculate reception.
I hate to be sarcastic.
I think people are going to hate us for this segment.
No. We're right here. We should not be praising this. It was fortunate for the Astros because it was one of the 3 runs that they scored to improve their record again to, on the year, 4-29 when they scored 3 or fewer, which is concerning considering their starting pitching for the most part has been good. Shout out to Ronel Blanco for last night's game.
Win's a win, Paul. How many games did they just need that big hit with runners in scoring position? They got the big ground out yesterday, but they got the big ground out.
You said the big hit.
Big ground out.
The big hit.
The biggest ground out.
Altuve, in particular, has weirdly not been good with runners in scoring position this year. And
RBI. Boom.
But that wasn't a hit.
Update your numbers.
Look, a win is a win. A win is a win, and RBI is an RBI. Okay? That's all that matters.
Yeah. Sorry. Does it come with an asterisk? No. This one doesn't. Maybe that's what people won't like. It's me saying the A word.
Oh yeah, that's it. That is
with Altuve and the Houston Astros.
Yeah, that's a trigger.
You know what? We're feeling good. I will say, thinking back to yesterday's show, and as yesterday's game was playing out, I realized how right you were about how these West Coast games and when they lose are just a miserable experience.
Yeah, I'm just
like
more tired.
When they won, I was like, oh, I feel so much better like going to bed right now than I did the night before. I get you're up so late watching these games.
You didn't yell at your kid.
I didn't yell at him.
What time did you get to bed?
I didn't sleep much last night because he's still kind of sick, so probably like 3:30. But
damn, okay. Well, I thought I had it bad.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping.
They could have played another game after the game. And
he walked out of the room, was like, wanted to play at like 1 a.m. I'm like getting ready to go to bed. I'm like, well, I guess that you can watch my phone while I play Call of Duty for the next 2 hours until you're tired. That's what we did last night.
Man,
those are my parenting
So
skills.
he wasn't watching you play Call of Duty.
No, he was watching my phone, watching like Baby Shark nonsense.
Wow.
Just until he got tired.
How old do you think until he just starts watching Call of Duty? Watching you play Call of Duty?
Oh, that's a good question.
Daddy, why are you not like Ninja?
I don't know. At some point, I feel like if he starts to comprehend what's happening, I have to stop playing Call of Duty in front of him.
Yeah. When he's like, throw the grenade.
That's probably now. I mean, the idea that he's looking at his phone the entire time as you're engrossed in this video game that you were playing until 3 a.m. As a
I had to wait till he got tired.
I'm a little concerned. I don't want Joe George Jr. growing up to be, someone.
Secretary of War.
Yeah.
He's going to be the Secretary of State. That's what he's going to do.
He's going to commit to the Army when he's 10.
It could be worse.
Because of these video games.
It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be Grand Theft Auto. That's way worse for
Slippery
a kid's brain.
slope.
It's a little bit worse. I don't know.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
You can play Grand Theft Auto the right way and obey the traffic laws if you really want.
Oh, because that's so fun.
Respect all the women. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I don't whistle at the lady of the night on the sidewalk. I don't do that. So, hey, things to be happy about. They did win 3-1 over the Giants. They can win 2 or 3 with a win today. Also, I'm glad that we did not see this move happen for the Houston Astros. I don't know how many people saw that Craig Biggio's son, Kevin Biggio, has been traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They traded a minor league reliever for him. Toronto had DFA'd Biggio, who is a second baseman primarily, but has played first, third, and right field this year. I am glad that nepotism, at least to this point, has not entered the minds of the 4 or 5 people, per Reggie Jackson, who make up the Astros Letterman Jacket, Skull and Bones Society. These are the guys that we're all pretty sure are telling Dana Brown what to do, Joe.
Yeah, I was pretty I really thought Kevin Biggio was going to be an Astro.
You thought?
I thought they were going to do it. Maybe the only reason why they're not is because, as we saw yesterday after their win, even walking to the handshake line, Kyle Tucker can't walk still, pretty much. Like, I know they're talking about him playing Friday, and he's clearly still not fully healthy. So
right.
They don't have a roster spot for Kevin Biggio.
No baseball activities yet. At least Yiner Diaz, for what it's worth, swung a bat yesterday.
But yeah, I thought there was a chance. But I'm glad, hey, nepotism. I'm glad there's no nepotism. It's only only nepotism starts at the top. Only Jim Crane has nepotism.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, because he not fired, whatever. I don't know what Reed Ryan's departure really was. If it was a firing, public, just like disagreement, but he got replaced by Crane's son. Oh. So Crane's son is in the front office. So there's some nepotism.
A little nepotism probably with Reed Ryan before.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No, what?
Cavan's not here.
Son of Nolan Ryan, for those who don't know. Yeah, Cavan not here. Chandler Rome did have an article about Astros trade possibilities. Speaking of Reggie Jackson, in that article, Chandler highlighted that Jackson's presence around the club has increased in recent weeks. He asked the question we've all been asking, if Dana Brown has full autonomy. He suggested the Astros might have to take on bigger contracts from teams looking to shed salary since they don't have any prospects, and that might put them over the second competitive tax threshold, competitive balance tax threshold. Ryan Presley might be their best trade chip, but he has a no trade clause. Last night helps. There might be a chance if they falter of Bregman, Tucker, Valdez being included in conversations. And Pete Alonso's the name circled. Any of that, Joe, pique your interest?
Pete Alonso is interesting to me just because you've already done this deal with the Mets. The difference is that he's going to be free agent in 3 months after the season, and you can't do another Drew Gilbert level prospect for Pete Alonso for a rental, because at least JV was under contract for last year, this year, and he hits 140 innings. He could be he could be back next year as well. So you're giving up prospects, but you're not immediately losing the guy. The part about the taking on more money, I find that interesting, just because, Jim Crane really is telling the truth about the window never closes while I am the owner of this team. That is something that an owner would do. It would be to give up lesser prospects, take on a bigger expiring contract. Even if it's not expiring, Vlad Guerrero Jr. is a name that's been brought up a couple times, even though the Blue Jays are playing a little bit better baseball recently. He's got a good chunk of change owed to him next year as well before he hits free agency. So Pete Alonso would be interesting. I mean, he's hitting 236 this year, but he's
Is it better than Jose Abreu? Is it better than John Singleton, who had 2 hits in a nice web gem last night?
He's so much younger, so yes. I mean, he's 29. In the last 2 years before this year, he hit 46 and 40 home runs. So he does bring a different dynamic to this offense where that would make a lot of sense.
Even if he's striking out a lot or not getting on base a lot, the idea of having somebody in this lineup at the very least makes you nervous from a power perspective. We're going old school, like 2015 Colby Rasmus or Evan Gaddis around that time, where at the very least they can hit dingers. And Alonso, as we see every single home run derby, can do that. So if Alonso's somebody that they can bring in, which would mean taking on salary and maybe going over that second competitive balance tax threshold, I'm cool with that.